Bird 232, right heading 235, and report localizer established runway 27 left, Bird 232.
Hello everybody and welcome back again to another video. Today we will be doing a first look at the Aerosoft CRJ 700 and 900, and this bird actually got released yesterday, August the 2nd. So finally it arrived, and I just wanted to give a first look for everybody is having some doubts or actually considering buying this bird. So without further ado, let's get started. So installation. Honestly, I was amazed that Aerosoft had included all the 4 different simulators. So FS6 Team, FS6 the normal edition, and Prepare version 3, Prepare version 4, and 1 installer. And that, for me, that was awesome and hassle-free to include everything in one package with one price. So thumbs up for Aerosoft. That was a brilliant solution to kind of give everybody hassle-free working out through the installations there. So second of all, documentation. And tell you what, this bird is loaded. So you will find approximately few documentations that will talk about the aircraft systems and what goes into it and etc. But it will not show any manufacturer documents like the PMDG will include with its software. So if you are guys familiar with the A320 from Aerosoft, that kind of documents there. So as far as documents go, they included a full checklist for everybody is interested to print those, have them come in handy while in flight. You can do that, or maybe install them in your iPad. And for that, thumbs up Aerosoft. One more thing, guys, they even added a PFPX template. So for everybody who's like me, tends to fly with PFPX for flight planning, they included those to profile. So no worries there. Exterior. So I have been doing some, I'm gonna come back to that view later on, but I just want to show some different angles. So this bird actually looks very good. So honestly, it steps up the game for Aerosoft, and I'm actually very excited to see what their A330 will come up with, because this thing looks phenomenal, guys. So all the lights, all the modeling has been done perfectly. Although, as I said, I'm gonna come back to this corner here. If we look at the kind of landing gear there, you will see extremely well detailed stuff, and that is very awesome. But I mean, those for me are not okay at all. So you can see, guys, it's not honestly what you would expect from Aerosoft, but other than that, everything has been modeled. You can see here the landing lights, gears. I mean, this thing looks very good, guys. So as I said, very good. And they included almost, if I calculate those in the forum there, I might say they included almost 20 liveries. So almost 10 liveries there for the CRJ 700 and 10 more for the 900. So other than that, I'm gonna show exactly how this looks from the exterior, from the outside, when we switch to night mode, where I'm kinda showing the lighting. But for now, we're going to stick with this one. So if we jump inside, you will be prompted by a very good and well detailed cockpit. So everything here is modeled perfectly. All the switches are there. I would wish for better resolution for the block cards there, but nothing to be concerned about. Everything is modeled. Everything looks very good, guys. So if we look to the overhead panel there, you would imagine what Aerosoft would do with such simple overhead, and they got it on the mark there. So everything is well modeled. You can see all the switches here and there. Very good job from Aerosoft. So one last thing I wanted to highlight in the interior here is what they call the DARF, or the AFP, whatever you guys decided to call it. It's a nice touch, and we have seen some other developers coming up with this lately, like TFDI and a couple more. So this is what it looks like in the off kind of position. So if we click to on, we will be prompted by 7 options. So first one is checklist. So safety check, and you can hear the sneezing as usual from Aerosoft. That got me spooked for a second. Internal and external pre-flight checklist. So this will give you almost all the required checklists. If we look at who's doing what, so thumbs up for Aerosoft for doing that. For start checklist, clear to start, after start. So all of that goodies are there. So payload and fuel, you have 2 options. It's either you're gonna use the included Aerosoft CRJ manager, where you kind of see the whole seat and rows and all kind of managed in very well organized way. If you don't like this, I honestly don't. So either one of them will actually work. So V speeds, and here you have it. As usual, instead of doing the math, Aerosoft have done it for you. So if we step to options, you kind of have 3 pages of option, not that much. So it's kind of will ask you for help messages, iris align time. I have it on instant, and I think this is the default one. Pounds or kilograms, flight plan, position, and a couple more. So let's get back. Ground surface and maintenance, wheel blocks or wheel chocks, whatever you name them. Ground power unit, ground air unit, auxiliary drive generator, the IDGs. So those are for maintenance action basically, since you cannot actually engage them once they are disconnected on the flight. So that's a nice touch. Nothing really maintenance heavy, or as you might guys are familiar with when it comes to PMDG and their awesome failure system. So this is kind of basic stuff here, and you would think that Aerosoft will come with a better failure systems on their A330. I'm not sure about it. that, but I don't think they will do it. Anyway, so doors, main exit, cargo, at cargo surface, steer railing for jetway usage. That has been done. Aircraft state, you will be having 3 aircraft state, and I think you can add more. I mean, I just glanced at the documents, I think, and I saw a file called aircraft state. So I assume you can add more, and that is always a good thing. With that being said, we are done with the interior, and I don't know a lot about you guys, but I don't really care about the cabin as long as the cockpit is really uh, good and intact. So circuit breaker panel there, looking very sharp. So that is always welcomed. So the FMC or FMS, I'm gonna highlight this when it comes to systems. So that's our next category there. So system depth, I'm gonna start with the FMS. So for everybody who's not familiar with the CRJ, it does have an FMS, and for who likes a lot of automation, the CRJs is not for you, because it's VNAV, and I'm talking about the real thing. I'm not talking about Aerosoft now. The real thing is actually have an advisory VNAV, so it will not control your auto throttles, kind of that concept. If you get that, it's not like what Aerosoft, what Airbuses and Boeing does when it comes to descent or top of descent kind of action when it comes to vertical navigation, basically. So bear that in mind. And if we looked at the other systems, and I'm doing another video or 2 or more. It really depends on how much time I have in the next few days. I'm actually doing more flights with it, and then we will probably see how well the systems are. I have read through a couple of friends' comments on the Aerosoft forums, and they were talking about some systems that are not modeled, but they're not really at that value. So the bird flies nicely, and most systems are there, and we're probably gonna look at those once we get flying in the next few days. So the auto panel there, MCB autopilot panel, looks very good. Everything works as intended. Sounds, and here's the trick part with sounds. Honestly, I'm not very impressed when it comes to sound, so I know some of you guys will probably argue that with me. I mean, I feel them a little bit fadey kind of sounds, or they're not the greatest. They're good, but they're not the best thing you guys ever heard in another add-ons. So it is okay, and we're actually going to cut the video and join the runway at San Francisco, and this is actually Flybeam San Francisco Airport, where everybody is kind of taxiing to the runway there. So I'm gonna cut it short and make you guys hear the kind of engine sounds there, and look at the night lighting, and complete the first look from there. So stay tuned. So here we are, guys, back again at San Francisco Airport, and we are currently lined up on 28 lift. So let's start by doing kind of full power thrust there so you guys can hear the engines spooling. So that is full power there. Reversers and back to idle. So for the sounds at the interior, I'm gonna release my parking brake. So that is max. And I'm assuming because of the engines are way in the back, the sounds in the cockpit are not that loud. So here's how it sounds inside the cockpit. Very good stuff there. So as I said, they are not the best engines or sounds you can find on an add-on, but they're fairly good. So with that being said, we have come to conclude our test there with lighting. So I was honestly amazed because usually when you take an aircraft, any add-on, basically it shines through the night uh, flying. So this thing is no short of a phenomenal cockpit, guys. It feels very cozy, very well done. So the lights, the 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 touch there with the flood system there for the lights, all looking very good. Even if we get down to the FMS here, I mean you can see everything is well light up, and you're basically looking at a beautiful beautiful aircraft there. So if we go, so at the past when Aerosoft have done their lighting, it's only a one switch for all kinda. So now they kinda got away from all that and starts to do their own kinda individual lights, if I might say. So we're seeing a little bit of dynamic lights hit there, nothing to be concerned about. And if we step outside, and I'm not really digging that way of lighting, and I know Aerosoft might actually opted this way because of how the dynamic lighting is under prepared, but if you guys might see, it's not really the best I have seen. And if I change the time to something, let's say dusk time, so it kind of lessens that effect a lot, and now you will be prompted by kind of beautiful shine. But once you go kind of really night there, it will start to, I wouldn't say looks like rubbish, but I haven't digged that look honestly. under the night when you use the lighting under prepare version 4. So it might be a thing that is affecting only the prepared users there. I'm not sure. I'm gonna step inside, show you how it looks from the inside, guys. So beautiful, beautiful work indeed. So the big question is how much this thing costs. It costs 50 US dollars, and if it is to my humble opinion, this thing really takes the cake when it comes to add-ons price. So 50 US dollar for this level of details, this level of simulation. $50 are well underrated, honestly. So me and you guys have seen add-ons that goes up to 140 bucks, 150 bucks, and only to come and see the Spirit for 50 bucks. This is a bargain. And I mean, this is a really good price that Aerosoft had came up with, and I'm not sure why they have opted for this price. Maybe for the way that everybody have kind of put up through over the last 3 or 4 years, or maybe even more. So it might be their way of kind of saying sorry to the community there. I'm not sure, but it is a good price. So overall, first look, honestly, I'm really amazed of how Aerosoft had done this aircraft, and I can't tell you how happy I am to actually see it finally out and delivered to the community there. I will be doing more flights soon with it because I'm kind of digging the regional flights, kind of hopping from point to point. So stay tuned for that. With that being said, this was my first look at the Aerosoft CRJ 700 and 900. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.